Hello boys and girls, this is Mrs. Ott and I'm so happy to be here with you to make some art. So today we will be continuing. Last week we made some banners with a unicorn and a lion, or maybe you did one or the other. So today we're going to make a castle where those banners could go or those flags could go. So a castle is made of lots of shapes. It could be rectangular shapes, it could be cubes, it could be again squares, cones. So we're going to stack up all those shapes to make a really big structure, which will be a castle. So I'm going to show you step by step how to draw a castle. Now remember that if you want to change it and add towers and add windows and add all kinds of different details, you should do that because it's your castle, your magical castle. And then we will color it with crayons or oil pastels, and then we will add a little bit of watercolor over it to make it really pop. So let's get started. Alright boys and girls, I'm ready to start my castle, and I have a pencil, an eraser just in case I make mistakes or I want to change my shapes, and a sharpie. Now you're welcome to start with pencil, but I am going to start with a sharpie just because you can see my image a little bit better on the screen. So we're going to start with a horizon line, which is going to be actually at the bottom of the page. It's a long line that goes all the way. Now this is a horizontal line. So I will call it a line down line. And I'm going to make two small dashes here. This is going to be how wide my castle is. So on one side, I'm going to draw a very, very tall line to about the middle of the paper. And then the same thing on the other side. So go slow so that your hand is steady. Then I'm going to draw two short, again, horizontal lines. So these ones here are going to be part of towers in my castle. And so I'm trying to make them about the same width. And then I'm going to go straight down. So lines that go up and down are called vertical lines. So here's one, and here is another vertical line, and we're just making two rectangles. Now make sure you close your lines. Then I'm going to connect these two towers with another horizontal line. And then in castles you have this feature here that I just absolutely love. It's this kind of a zigzag line. And then right here we're going to make a really big door, and it's kind of an upside down U shape, really big. And I'm going to add a small detail of another horizontal line and a vertical line and a little doorknob. Now remember, boys and girls, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause the video and catch up with me, and then you can start up again. Then I'm going to add some roofs. So these are really cool roofs. They look like kind of like ice cream cones, upside down ice cream cones. And I'm going to add some flags. So here's a pole for the flag with something round at the top. And for the flag or the banners, they're going to be a wavy line and another wavy line. This means that there is wind. So now on the other side here of my tower, I'm going to make another flag. Now it's always going in the same direction, so they're going this way because the wind is blowing this way. I'm going to continue stacking up my shapes. So again, this is going to be maybe a square, So castles are just shapes and shapes and shapes stacked up together, kind of like a big cake. So here I'm gonna make a door. Now this one, do you see how different this one is? Kind of more angled. There's some angles right here, and this one is round. And I'm gonna have a line going in the middle. And at the top of this structure, I'm going to add again the same kind of zigzag, really cool line that castles have. Now in this one at the top, I could add a dome, which would be something like this here, but I want to make my castle even taller. So I'm going to add, you see this line was a little bit inside, so I'm going to make it, this one here, a little bit inside. And again, I go behind my flag. This is really important. Behind my flag. And then it goes here a little bit tall. And I have my horizontal line. And again, I'm going to draw those really cool zigzags at the top. And I would like to add kind of that door again. So it's a U-shaped door. And I have my zigzags, and maybe here at the very, very top of the castle is where the princess lives. And I have a roof, kind of an ice cream cone, and I wish I had more space to add a flag. So if your paper has more space, you can add a flag. Now, by the way, this is the way I'm drawing your castle, but you could be drawing it completely differently, and that's fine. Maybe you're just watching and then you'll do your own shapes. I'm going to do a line in the middle and then some horizontal lines. This would be kind of a large window. And let's see, what else could we have? I'm going to add some lines coming down from the tippy top of these really cool roofs. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side right here. And in here I'm going to draw some windows the way they had them in castles. So again, it's a curved line. And here's a horizontal line. And another curved line, like that. Let me see. Let me add some lines right here. And I think at this point I am going to stop, and I'm going to get my crayons to start adding details on my castle. I am now ready to add some color to my castle. So I'm going to be using some crayons, but if you have oil pastels, you can also use that. This will be the first step before we paint with watercolors. So we're not going to fill in all the space. It will be just lines, and I'm going to show you why. So for instance, if I made my bricks or lines in blue or in purple or even in white, and then I wanted my castle to be, say, a pink color, then I'm going to put that over my oil pastel, and the oil pastel will not disappear. It will resist. So it's a really, really fun. So you see how you can still see them. You can even see white now. So I'm going to use my oil pastels to make lines, but not color the whole thing in. So for instance here, if I wanted to make bricks, I'm going to first start with horizontal lines on my tower, and then I'm going to add some vertical lines. So they go like this, one. The next line will be a little bit in the middle. So you're gonna skip, and here will be in the middle. And then it gives you the illusion of having bricks in our castle. So here's one. I'm going to continue with the other side, and I'm going to add all kinds of lines before I paint.